He got the hairy fro.
So we were talking about feel levels and how Broadsword and Machine are not the same length. Is that right, PZ?
It's all about length.
It is all about length.
Simon lacks length.
That's what I've heard.
Dash name.
It's very possible.
Speaking of length, this man doesn't lack length. Matt Kerouac.
Thanks. I guess it's really weird. Happy to see you, Mo.
As always.
Just kidding. I'm just
Hey, we're almost...
so kidding. Yeah, I actually got this for a reason, though. This is an all-star shirt.
Oh, I thought this was a Gold Star shirt for you. Everyone gets a Gold Star shirt.
No, it's the Mo Khan Award.
No.
Did you know Mo Khan's an All-Star and a Hall of Famer and a champion every single year?
Having never... Yeah, because he gets the shirts for free. I got it.
I'm the Robert Ory of FPF. PZ, how you been?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Excellent. The Eagle in his Robin-like shirt.
It's red.
Cardinal red. There's a fire engine red. Yeah.
What are you, 6?
I'm just trying to be more specific out here.
Okay.
Speaking of specific, the best game of the week, maybe. We'll talk about that. Essentially came out to the last play for the 3 games we will recap. R&D against the Montreal's Finest. The Finest went 33-32, albeit it's more or less a loss for them. We'll explain why. Kevin Wyeth, 5 TDs. Marco Mastiotra, 5 TDs, 1 INT. Theo Ojea, the Nigerian Nightmare, with 3 TDs. And Kenmore, Keyshawn Thompson combined for 4 TDs. Matt Kerouac, I know you played in the game. I watched it. What did we learn from that matchup with the Finest?
Us or you?
As the whole, the people... the players, the referees, points in between.
Okay, I know you just asked me a question, and it's not right to ask a question afterwards, but this was our goal from the get-go. Now, do you think that R&D/D-Boys versus Montreal's Finest...
This is R&D. There's no D-Boys. This is R&D.
Anyway, it's the same team. Is going to outdo the Hurricanes Montreal's Finest rivalry?
No.
No. Why?
Well, I think...
I have the true answer, but I'll let Mo Khan answer first.
Well, first and foremost, I personally think that if the Finest and R&D or D-Boys, whatever it is, are going to have a rivalry 3 years in a row in the finals, very tough to accomplish in today's FPF world.
Okay.
So what did we learn?
I've learned that the true answer to that question is that when asked about whether or not something from now can compete to the past, Mo Khan will never choose now. He'll always choose the past.
Because when he actually played football.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, name me, regardless of division, right? 1 through 6 or 8 through E. Name me the last 2 teams to play each other 3 years in a row in the same finals.
But back then, there was only 2 teams.
Yeah.
Finest Rainmakers is as close as it comes recently.
Exactly, right? But Div 1 back then was a lot tougher than what it is now.
Disagree. Completely disagree.
Think about the teams that played in Div 1 back then. You had the Hurricanes, you had the Finest, you had a very good CLR Forces team that was very
That's
tough
true.
to beat.
I'll give you that.
You had the Chad Bar team as well. That was Expos. Express was there. They were ascending up there. Rainmakers were slowly finding their way through the thing. The Wolverines were somewhat competitive as well.
So the Wolverines are now in Division B and not competitive in Division B.
Wolverines now
make up a stronger Division 1 than
Wolverines
currently.
back then were a lot better then than they are now.
So I don't buy it. You have CIS athletes, NCAA athletes playing all over the place, CFL athletes now.
Well, maybe we're just above and beyond. Too strong.
Until we see 3 years in a row the same team's playing, there's no comparison. Can't compare the Hurricanes.
And that's what we learned.
So what did we learn, though, from the game in terms of the game itself? It was end-to-end, went back and forth. Finest had an 11-point lead with 3 minutes left. Ended up winning by 1, which essentially is a loss because they had to win by 6+ points, more or less, to have the first seed, and that won't be the case.
Well, that's why they went for it, to keep going even though they were up with 3 plays.
Yeah, exactly. People were confused. Why are they going for it with a single-point lead? Because they need to get the touchdown to essentially hold the 1 seed, if not.
But we know what we learned in that game, but we're not going to talk about it. Why don't you ask Pease?
PZ, I know you watched the highlights.
I've learned that this is the greatest rivalry
Thank you.
FPF history.
Thank
No,
you.
it's not.
Thank you.
It's not a rivalry.
I disagree.
What are you
It's not a
talking about?
rivalry. Talk to me when you guys get to the finals 3 years in a row and play the finals.
Given that this is the most competitive era in FPF, Matt Kirovak, I believe this is the
No,
biggest
it's not.
rivalry.
Absolutely not. All right, let's go to the next game then. Look, carry on, Peace. What did you learn?
Well, that's and honestly, what it goes to show is that this is what we're to expect from whether it's D-Boys versus Nockies.
But is it the beginning of it? How about that?
I believe so, and that's what I'm getting to. Is all these games will come down to like whether it's a score, a play, a big moment. It always has. Look, I mean, we joked about it, like when we said, there was Div A and Div B games going up for a game of the week. There's no other choice for it. Actually, was game of the week this week. Anytime, like it doesn't matter what division's featured. Anytime these two teams are playing, it's game of the week. They are the game of the week. Period. It is the height of FPF at the moment.
I feel like Mo doesn't agree.
Oh, right now, what else is going on in Div A?
Never mind. You know what?
I'm just saying, what else is going on
This
in
could be a
Div
whole
A?
topic. Just go into
We
your
could
next
go half an
question.
hour talking about what
At
else is going on
least
with
go.
Div A. The probability of this game being the finals right now.
97%.
Oh, really? Not 100%.
No, Finest might lose to the Glads. You look. What's the matter, Peace?
No, I was just thinking mathematically, with the likelihood would probably be closer to probably high 80s. But yes, 97%.
I would go with 94.68%.
Okay, not funny. Go.
I'm saying right now. If you're the finest, yes, you beat R&D, but does it hurt their ego that they're not going to be the 1 seed in the playoffs?
No. I think they kind of want to take it to a different level now. Now they want to be quote unquote underdog coming into the playoffs.
They're not going to have a bye week this time around, so that's a
No one's
change.
having a bye week.
No, Div A is a very well. To explain the playoff format, 5 teams get in, 4 versus 5. The playing game will play the winner of the 1 seed, which will most likely be R&D unless you guys falter at some point.
Yeah.
So there you go. Monstars with a thriller over lightweighters or lightweight 31-26. Rod Mastrib with 5 TDs, 215 yards passing. Simon Dagenet 4 TDs, 2 INTs. Isaiah Lard with the game-winning catch, growing by the second with his appeal for maybe a higher division.
Like
Literally.
groin.
Oh.
He's
Yeah, sorry, I misheard that as well. So
lightweighters, 3 games they've lost by single digits. Are they unlucky?
It's like the Tony Tibet syndrome, man. You can't close out games, Simon. Let's go, man. He wants me to play for him on Monday.
He threw an INT late in the game, which could have put them up by at least 6, end up losing by
Shocker.
1.
It's a shocker, yeah. Way to go, Eagle.
Well, and to add to that, Simon Dagenet leads Division B in interceptions thrown. So I think at this point you can look at it as more of a trend than luck. Simon definitely knows he's playing above necessarily his level of play, and kudos to him for trying and for giving it a shot. That being said, this is a higher division. He's got to play better to be competitive.
Would you think it's more like nerves coming into the end of the game where he doesn't know what to do, gets flustered? I don't know.
Play calling, maybe?
I feel like he's always flustered.
But you look at his stats, though. I mean, the amount of incompletions he has, I believe that his play calling is a little bit questionable late in the game.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well, I think he's got to develop that. I think PC brings up a great point that playing in a hard division a lot faster, the window's closed a lot.
But I feel like maybe this year in Division B is the time to do it just because you have a lot of Division 3-ish talent coming up.
3 plus, basically.
This is the time to do it. This is the time to test whatever you got to test. And
Just to touch on your point, Simon.
easy there,
Sorry
easy.
about that. Simon Dagenet has only completed 50% of his passes twice out of 6 games this season.
I like to point out I've score kept all those games, so
Yes,
I may
you
have
have.
altered those stats a little bit. Well, again, that's a good point you bring up here, PZ, but can we pinpoint for the Monsters why they've had difficulty the last couple of weeks? Tie the commission and barely beat lightweighters.
I'm going to stick with overconfidence or my fault for picking them all the time. Bad luck. Telling you.
Well, Rod Mastrib has a lower body injury on top of that. Could that be a big factor?
Could it? He's
Or-
mobile. Yeah, okay, yeah, he could. But it could help his game to start throwing from the pocket and not move out. Or move out of it, I mean. I don't know.
Maybe they're worried about the Darksiders.
Could
no
be.
one's working about the dark side.
That's true. No one is. But I would like to point out that a lot of the games have been close, even their wins, beating Predators 31-25, beating the Wolverines 32-26. So it's kind of the poison pill they play by. They let their games get close, and you win some of those, you will lose some of those as well.
And they tied the commission, which they should have lost. So we'll see what happens, I guess, with the Monstars.
Come on, guys.
Glads went on a Hail Mary to Paul up here, 56-50. Frank LeBeau, 6 TDs. Ryan Castro, 8 TDs, 2 INTs that were both pick sixes by Pat Jerome and Simon Riom. And that's from the rush position for Simon Riom.
That a boy.
Paul up here, 3 TDs. Bobby Michaelberg, 4 TDs. Will the Rainmakers ever win a game this season?
They have to. I mean, they've proven themselves how many years now in Division 1A or /A. They're going to come out with one win. They have to.
It won't be this week against the Finest. I don't believe that.
You never know. Stop being negative.
They had the lead. I mean, Ryan Castro threw 2 pick sixes. The difference in why they could have won.
Okay, but he's thrown 6 pick sixes this year.
That's remarkable.
Whatever. Look, here's a stat that I don't. You probably know because you're a nerd. But how many times have the Rainmakers beat the Finest in their
Once.
career? In their entire career,
Once.
One time.
One time.
It's not great stats.
That was 3 years ago. 3 summers ago they beat them.
In the year I played with them, we played them 4 times in 1 year. Yeah.
I'll put it out there, and I'll just say next few games, Rainmakers face Montreal's Finest, Legends, Roosters and Donkeys, and Maniacs to close the season. If they do win a game, guys, which one do you think they will win?
Wow.
Legends and maybe not.
Legends probably not, and if it's going to be anybody, it'll be Maniacs.
I think R&D.
Man.
No, I think it comes down to Maniacs, right? I mean,
Yeah,
week
but
10.
that's what I would think, Maniacs. But then again, you never know if Jeff Rosenblatt has to throw again for Legends because Corey has a wedding.
Well, they've loaded up their roster now. They brought back Dave Chidiat, Ron Lowanowski's back.
I saw that. I saw that he'd played.
So they're loaded back with a
Yep.
full roster.
That's a big roster right there.
More concerning, though, Castro's Matt Schaub-like performances of the pick sixes, or the inability of Frank LeBeau to close out games when he has the hammer in his hand to do it.
Look, but I was going to ask you this question is, yes, okay, Kastner's thrown 8 picks and 6 of them had been for 6. But if you look on any other quarterback who's thrown 8 or 7 picks that have eventually gone for scores, is it not better that his picks that he's throwing go for scores right away and he can come back and save the game?
Yeah, but it cost him the game, though, 12 points.
But then again, like I'm saying, if let's say LeBeau's thrown 8 picks this year, that 7 of them have been for eventual points in the next drive.
Without wasting time.
Without wasting
Without-
time, essentially.
from a
Isn't
time
it better that they
perspective, yes.
score right away?
But it's demoralizing to give up that many.
Castor doesn't seem demoralized. He keeps trucking
sack-
after.
his
He threw
sack
back to
numbers-
back against the Finest and still put up 53 points, and that was early in the game that he did that.
I just think that
You're just hating.
I'm not hating. I just think it's being unlucky for the Rainmakers.
Well, yeah, unlucky.
For
they don't have their full squad either.
You make your own luck.
You do, Sparrow. But
Sparrow. Oh,
yes,
another bird analogy.
yes,
Okay.
yes. But I think for LeBeau and the Glads, I mean, you're up by 2 scores, 19-6 in the first half. You're in control of the game. Next thing you know, you're down by 1 at half, and then you win by 6. You're up by 2 scores, Matt. You got to close out the game. You got to go up by 3 scores and hold that
Well,
3 score
Finest
lead.
did it against us. They were up 1, and then they were up 2 scores, and we came back.
Well, the worst part was with less than 3 minutes.
But that's the Finest doing
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, it can happen to anybody. Yes, you have to close out games, but when you're up by, I find if you're up by 2 scores or more, you get complacent. You start to dumb down your level of play, and
Or you mean play prevent offense?
nobody plays prevent.
Some do.
On the last play of the game, maybe.
Prevent offense, the way to go. Coming up next, we'll talk about the playoff picture, the fictional playoff picture, with Matt and I. We will do a prediction-like forecast.
Do you
of
have
what could happen.
the playoff tree in your head?
I do.
Good.
I do. I
Good.
do.
I knew you'd come prepared.
We do. And we'll talk Div A and Div B, who could very well play each other. Maybe the Darksiders will be hoisting the Div B title in Week 6. Stay tuned. This is
You got peeps in the crowd.
the Sack Exchange with our one diehard fan in David Della Rocca. Montreal School Board's DEAL program. Distance education for all learners will allow you to obtain your high school diploma or prerequisites for CEGEP or vocational studies from the comfort of your own home. It's never too late to go back to school. Learn anywhere at your own pace and get your diploma. Call 514-788-5937 for information or visit www.distanted.ca for more details. Well, I just learned that it's the same rotation of songs they play here at Sportiera Cage. What is it? If it's in the game, you're in the game?
No.
Sure.
That makes no sense.
If
That's
it's in
EA
the
Sports?
game, it's in the cage.
Yeah, there you
Sportiera
go.
cage.
Also, if it's in the cage, it's also in the cage.
That is right.
Like if you leave your wallet in the cage, you will most likely find it in the cage, unless someone takes it.
Home.
You should get that tattooed on you.
I should. It's a really long tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, we're week 7 is upon us now, and we're now halfway through, more than halfway through the season. And we talk about playoff scenarios. We'll go Div A first and Div B second. Right now, R&D in the first spot, Montreal's Finest in the 2 hole, Glads in the 3, Legends in the 4, Maniacs in the 5. Let's say those 5 teams make it in. That's our playoffs for now. Maniacs versus Legends in the play-in game. Who do you have winning that game? Kirak?
Legends, Maniacs. Legends, Maniacs. I'm going to go Legends on this one. Their squad's getting stronger, and they have the same core guys that they've always had, so the chemistry's not missing. Legends are going to take that game.
Puzzle.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, what are we saying here? Legends or
Maniacs.
Maniacs? I'm gonna say Legends. I have to agree with Legends. Maniacs just haven't looked good to this point this season.
Maniacs have played tough, but they always wilt under pressure. Give me the Legends, provided they are a full roster. They've been, like, they gave you guys a good run with no one to
With
work
no
with.
quarterback.
And
Quarterback. No offense, Jeff, but you're not the quarterback.
the irony is that when they had a full roster last week against the Maniacs, they just didn't play well. Didn't play well at all. All right, so we had the Legends moving through. Look at the Finest and Gladiators. Once again, they played a very high-scoring affair. LeBeau could have won it. Didn't do so, as Gary Taylor had a pick in the end zone. If they were to play each other right now, who do you have winning?
Playoff ball is completely different. Finest always come to play. Finest by more than 2 scores.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They want to get to the finals and playoffs. Obviously, I'm picking R&D against Legends, so don't even ask.
Okay. Peasy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say in that matchup as well, 6+. Roosters and Donkeys. Yeah, I did just did the Mokan. Roosters and Donkeys will probably take it over Legends, but I do think it'll be a closer game than many would expect, because as you said, Mo, at full roster, Legends have a very competitive roster for this division. And the other matchup, we said Montreal's Finest against
the Glads.
The Glads. Again, I think once the playoffs start, we'll see a different Montreal's Finest, and they'll just kick into second gear. That's a game where I agree with Matt. I see it going into be a 2 or 3 score win.
I think R&D will easily beat Legends by 16 points right now. And I think Finals will have a closer win over the Glads. I think it'll go back and forth, and the Finals will have that turnover like they always do. And we'll have a Finals R&D final. I guess we all know who you're picking.
It's not really a pick. We already know.
Yes, I know.
It's not going to be by 1 friggin' point again, I'll tell you that.
Well, you guys are on the 1 hole, so you guys are
It's 3
controlling.
times we lost to them by 1 point. We got to win by...
Actually, you beat them this year.
Yeah, but I'm saying three out of the 4 losses have been by 1 point.
Got to work on your conversions.
Talk to Marco.
Oh, you blaming Marco Mastrota?
No, I'm just saying talk to Marco. He's the play caller.
Okay, who do you have winning right now, Peasler?
Right now, I'd say it's tough to make a pick. I'd side with Montreal's Finest just for history's sake.
You wanna fight?
But I don't want to fight, but thank
Okay.
you for offering.
Okay.
I do think that as the playoffs start, we'll get sort of a better idea of who's more ready for that game. But honestly, I think it'll be a coin flip. I think it'll be a very close game either way, and I would not be surprised to see Roosters and Donkeys win.
You ready?
Because
Ready
it
for
is, in
Mokan?
fact, if they make it to the finals, I think it will further cement the greatest
Thank
rivalry
you.
in history of FA.
There is no rivalry until they play in the finals. 3 years in a
You
row.
seem upset today. You need to pep your step
it
right
is.
now.
R&D will
They
win
have prescription
this
medication for that.
game. R&D will win.
There we go, Mo.
They will win.
There's
right
your
now.
pal.
That's beginning a rivalry.
Well, by then we'll see what happens. But I think R&D will win this game right now because they look far more impressive on both sides of the football. Again, we go back to the defense. You hold literally an 11-point lead against your opponent with less than 3 minutes left, and you win by 1. You know, they got to be able to close out games and get to that goal that they need.
No one's calling for an overtime in this game?
Like
I
there
can
was
see
for
that, I can see
Hurricanes
that.
finest in 2009, huh?
I don't think we've ever been tied.
Maybe in the playoffs you will.
If I can think back to game, we've never been tied.
If only there was an extra point conversion.
Shut up.
What if? All right, Div B. Right now, 8 make it in. It's overall now. No more of this division crap that we have because it would have been awful to see lightweight against 6+R. Actually, Darksiders, my bad.
True.
R&D, you mean?
So right now, as you speak, 6+R will be the 1 seed. Brocasian will be the 2 seed. Afterwards, you have Monstars in the 3, Darksiders in the 4, Prez in the 5, and then you got the Bearskins in the 6, Lightweight in 7, and then you have Raiders actually flipping it. Raiders 7, and you have Wolverines in 8. So a big smorgasbord of teams out there. Right now, looking at it as we speak, Matt Kierak. Let's dive into it. R and 6+R.
Versus Raiders?
Wait, Raiders are Wolverines aren't an 8.
Oh, well, sorry.
Wolverines are 9.
Wolverines are 9. My apologies.
Who's
Raiders
8?
would be in the 8th spot.
Yeah.
And who's 7 then? Lightweight?
Lightweight would be in the 7th.
Lightweight,
spot. Yeah, exactly.
So Raiders 6
Actually,
plus
no,
R.
No,
sorry,
lightweight would be the 8. Raiders in
Raiders-
the
Oh,
7th.
so-
Yeah, so
Lightweight 6 plus R.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. 6 plus R by 1.
because that's what they do.
Because that's what they do.
6+R is going to smoke these guys.
If it were to end today, this season.
Yeah, okay. Smoke them.
Before we continue, we have a tweet in from Brent Callender asking, will Anthony Como be back for Roosters and Donkeys?
We'll give you an update afterwards.
We will give
As
you
we're
an update
picking games,
afterwards.
we will give that update. Brett Calendar. Stay tuned.
Puzzles. 6+R against.
Oh, I'm kind of agree with you, Mo. I don't think this one will be close. I think 6+R would walk away. It's just a terrible matchup for lightweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would this be an upset when Brocasian plays Raiders? In
Yep. I agree. It will.
Yes.
Yes. Raiders will
Raiders
take
are in a
that.
much more difficult division. I think if they were in division in Conference A, they might have even had the lead in the conference.
Oh,
They just
yeah,
had
yeah,
the misfortune of being in the wrong conference.
Absolutely. No, Raiders would take that one. That would be the upset of the playoffs.
I think the Raiders will beat them. They've played some teams very tough this year. I think they've sort of figured out now what the chemistry is. Rob White, compared to City Commission, has now nailed down his true starting lineup to work with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. They played great last week when I picked them to win.
Yeah.
True.
I did.
Definitely picked them.
Leon
to win.
still looked at me with some hatred.
That's what he does.
Come on, Leon. Picked you, man.
Monstars, they're in the 3 spot.
Yeah.
They would take on the Bearskins.
They're mashing. It would be a mashing by the Monstars.
And I think just a quick update and well wishes for Sasha Papic, who suffered a severe injury, was in the hospital for,
Yeah.
I believe, 9 days. He's supposed to be getting out today if all went well. So we hope everything goes well for him.
Yeah.
I agree for that reason. I think that without Sasha Papic, this is not the same team. So I think this would also be a mashing match. I agree. Monsters will win this one big.
Probably the best matchup, Darkstars, the Preds.
Just for Pisa's complete and utter hatred of J-Flow, I gotta take the Dark
I do hate the man.
I think Darkstars will annihilate the Preds.
Annihilate.
Well, we haven't played each other yet, and I can't pick this game, but I think that will sort of be the blueprint for the second game. I think we'll see the same result twice.
Nice.
That would be a nice movie mashup. Darksiders Predators?
Star Wars Predators. Yeah.
I'm not in the same cool guy group as you guys, let me tell you. Star Wars.
6+R would play the Raiders in the next round, and we would have the Monstars against the Preds. Who do you have winning?
Monstars versus Preds. You picked the Preds to win?
I picked the I picked the Darksiders to beat the Preds. My apologies.
Okay, so then it would be Monstars, Darksiders.
Yeah.
Just because I want the Monstars to win, I'm going to pick the Darksiders since I'm a bad luck charm.
Nice. Again, it's two teams that haven't faced each other yet, so you guys don't have a lot of information
And
to
you
work
do
with.
I have
face each other?
Darksiders.
We do face each
Yeah,
other in the coming
twice.
weeks.
Okay.
Darksiders all the way through.
And the other one was Raiders 6+R?
Yeah.
I will say there will be something different the second time we play them than the first time. But I won't say what.
It's always different, man. Come on.
But for a very specific reason, and you'll know why in 2 weeks.
Ah,
All right, I have 6+R against Darksiders in the final.
that's what I'm thinking. And I hate to agree with you. So I'm not going to. Monstars versus 6+R.
Okay, fair enough. I have Darksiders winning the Div B final right now.
Wow.
That'd be awesome. We have to find a new
Do you have a
podcast.
championship?
I do not have a championship yet.
So it's not.
I
don't want
remember
him to get it.
Peas 2 years ago when you were in the finals. Was it 2 years ago? You stormed home.
Yeah, I was angry.
He was angry.
I did not talk to anybody. I got in my car and I drove home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I drank 24 beers. It's a rough night.
He didn't help me even set up the gear
Yeah.
or take it down.
Yeah.
You didn't help last time either. I remember you picking up all the boxes, but anyway.
It's not true. It's totally there. I put it with the audio equipment.
Okay.
Quickly here, which QB are you buying? Ryan Castor throwing a pick 6 or Tony Tibet having to blow up again like he has done the last 2 weeks?
I gotta stick with Kastner, just because. Yeah, okay, they're 0-6, but he's proven himself time and time again in Division 1. And I feel like Tony's just on his way down.
How funny is it though, his blow-ups? Like Bobby Knight like.
Yeah, it's not that funny.
But it's just...
He's angry, man. He's angry, and you're poking fun at him. I hope he comes and gets you somehow. Throws a ball out of bounds right at your head.
That'd be minus 10 yards.
Won't hurt him. No,
It's kind of comedic though, his blow-ups.
I didn't really hear it. Was
Well,
it
we
bad?
saw on the sidelines when before your game on Sunday at Lachine.
Oh yeah,
He was just blowing up at everyone, you know?
yeah, it's good. It's like fatherhood, I guess, does it to him.
It definitely does. Whoa, what's going to happen
No
to you?
sleep. Well, definitely going to yell at you. You're done.
What about Marco Masiocha? Will you
Oh, we
yell?
fight all the time, but it's like a big hug at the end, so it's okay.
Us is a big pound.
It's so weird.
Yep. Definitely is. What are you buying? Cash throwing a pick 6 or Tony Tibet having another blow up?
Tony Tibet is coming because I don't see their fortunes turning around soon.
All right, fair enough then. Are we going to do the All-Stars this week or do them next week? Or see them for...
Next week. Let's go next week.
Next week. We'll see them
Let's do
for
next
at
week.
the end of the week.
So let's get into picks of the week.
Do you want to do Como's update first before you do it?
Well, we'll do it. Are we picking that game?
For-
We're not picking the game, so let's do the update.
From whoever has him on Facebook, if you don't, he's done for the season. Torn meniscus, and I think it was in French, so I didn't really understand, but I think it's torn ACL too.
That's... If that is what it is, oof, that's going to be out. He's going to be out for a
It's
while.
at least he did something to his ACL, but and his meniscus is definitely torn. But we wish him a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Need that big man back.
not that I'm a doctor, but he could be out for the early part of winter season as well, depending on the rehab and
Yeah,
recovery.
he shouldn't rush any recovery. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not nowhere near as good of a snapper as him, but I'll try my best.
We will look forward to seeing Mike Kerouac take over for a season, of course. But in the meantime, absolutely, we do wish Como well.
Yes, sir.
A team that is glad to see the Legends this week is themselves, but they do take on the Glads. 3.5 point is the spread. Favors the Legends. Matt Kerouac, what is your pick?
I'm gonna go Glads on this one. I'm going Glads
I will go Legends.
to cover.
No.
Less than 3.5 points.
It'll be extra point attempts that will win the game.
Ballsy.
That's
Yep.
interesting. In the next game, we have an unprecedented spread. 6+R favored by more than 1 point against the Bearskins. They are favored by 7.5 points. Will their trend of winning games by 1 continue, or will they cover?
They're gonna
Matt Kerouac.
smash them. It's gonna be. They're gonna win and cover.
They will
Okay.
double that. They will win by about 13 points or more.
Okay,
And finally,
No.
in a game between Predators and what people think are actually small wolves, but are actually tiny rodents, Predators against Wolverines. 9.5 points for the Preds.
I'm going to pick the Preds, but they're not going to cover. Tony will keep it close. Maybe lose it in the red zone at the end of the game or something.
And
but-
blow up again.
And then blow up. Yeah.
I have the Preds winning and the win by 8 points. So they will
So
not
they're
cover.
not going to cover.
They will not cover.
Why can't you just answer the question
I just did.
with specifics?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you today?
Nothing. Nothing.
Are your glasses foggy?
No. Just that sparrow red that he's wearing there, man.
Poor guy.
Looks like, we should get him a St. Louis Cardinals hat, and he would look like a ball boy. For the St. Louis
That's
Cardinals.
baseball, you.
Does Mocon remind you of a bull because he's being very distracted by my shirt?
I am.
Good one.
I am. Yeah.
Stop smiling at him like that. That's so weird.
Okay, go around the room. What did you learn on today's episode of the Sack Exchange?
I learned about the greatest rivalry in the history of FBF.
Shut up, Mo.
Hurricanes finest. Eagle, what did you learn on today's episode?
I learned that Mokan looks really good in a bow tie.
Oh, thank you. A red bow tie. Correct.
You make me. I've learned that you make me really uncomfortable with your man crush on Eagle.
I prefer to use
And David De La Roca back there agrees.
I prefer to use the term BFF.
Oh man, I have so. I was gonna go with that one, but I won't. It's okay.
Mokan, what'd you learn?
I learned today that Matt Kerouac is a doctor with the breaking of the Anthony Como news.
You really?
Wouldn't that just make him a reporter?
Yeah. No, there's like literally, there's no humor in your body.
He went
None.
Not even the funny bone.
Maybe
There's
you need
no
a doctor
fun
for that.
Do you even feel it when someone hits your funny bone?
Nothing. Dead inside.
That's why he's a pretend doctor. Come up next, Super Flag Bros with Dave Del Rock and Keezy Del Rizzi. Hear from the Sportier Cage. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Good morning, South Korea.
Good night, London.